Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. We're so excited to have you here. Before we dive into today's video, we'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let us know where you're watching from. Your thoughts mean the world to us. And if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out on tomorrow's special content. We've got something exciting in store and we can't wait to share it with you. Thanks for being part of our community, and let's get started. The shocking truth about aging, why letting go of these 5 things will change your life. 1. Letting go of others' opinions. As we get older, one of the most liberating realizations is how little we need to worry about what others think of us. When we're younger, it feels like the opinions of others shape so much of our lives. We stress over how we look, what we wear, and whether we fit in with the crowd. We expend so much energy trying to meet others' expectations, seeking validation, and avoiding criticism. But as time passes, we start to see things from a different perspective. The truth becomes clear. Most of the things we worried about weren't worth the stress. You begin to realize that people are too busy with their own lives to focus on yours. The pressure to constantly impress or live up to someone else's standards begins to fade. And in its place, a sense of freedom. When you stop caring so much about what others think, you open up space to focus on what truly brings you joy and peace. You start making choices based on your own happiness, not on whether someone else will approve. Think about the older individuals you know, the ones who seem at ease, who wear what they like and speak their minds without hesitation. These people have learned a valuable lesson. Living for others' approval is an exhausting and endless cycle. They've come to understand that true peace comes when you release that burden. It's not about being rude or dismissive of others. It's about realizing that you don't need to bend over backward to meet expectations that don't align with who you truly are. The more you embrace this mindset, the more you discover the freedom to live authentically. And that's when happiness begins. Imagine being free from the constant second guessing, free from worrying about what others might think. Instead, you live life for yourself based on your own values and desires. It's a relief to let go of the weight of approval seeking, and the beauty of aging is that it gives you the clarity to see that your time and energy are better spent on what matters most to you. The less you worry about others' opinions, the more peace you find in simply being yourself. 2. Letting go of forced relationships. Once you begin to release the pressure of constantly seeking others' approval, another powerful shift happens. You realize that relationships aren't meant to be forced. When you're younger, you might have believed that the key to holding on to relationships was to constantly put in effort. Whether it was with friends, family, or romantic partners, you thought that the more you gave, the more they would give back. You chased after people, tried to fix things that were broken, and even stayed in relationships that caused you more stress than joy. But as time passes, you start to see things differently. You realize that the more you force relationships to work, the more energy you waste on people who don't value you or bring happiness into your life. The truth is, when you stop forcing things, something remarkable happens. You start to find peace. No longer are you desperately trying to make things work with people who take you for granted or constantly drain you. Instead, you begin to value the relationships that truly matter, the ones where the effort is mutual, where you don't have to chase after someone to keep them around. This doesn't mean cutting people off or being cold. It simply means recognizing that not all relationships are meant to last forever, and that's okay. Over time, you begin to appreciate the people who naturally stay by your side, those who want to be there because they genuinely care. The older individuals you see who seem the most at peace are often the ones who've surrounded themselves with a small, yet genuine circle of people, not the ones with the largest group. They understand that true happiness isn't about having a ton of superficial connections, it's about having a few meaningful ones. When you stop forcing relationships, you create space for the ones that bring joy and fulfillment. The people who are meant to be in your life will stay, and the ones who aren't, well, they'll naturally drift away. And that's perfectly fine. The moment you stop chasing after those who don't value you is when you start finding real peace. You no longer feel the burden of keeping up with people who don't reciprocate your efforts. Instead, you invest your energy into the people who appreciate you for who you truly are, and that is where true happiness begins. 3. Stop trying to change others. As you begin to let go of forced relationships, another crucial realization hits. You can't change people unless they choose to change. This truth is both liberating and tough to accept. When we're younger, we often feel the need to help people around us, whether it's giving advice, offering guidance, or pointing out what we think are their mistakes. We want our friends to make better decisions, our family to handle things differently, or our partners to break bad habits. We believe that if we just put enough effort in, we can help them see things our way. But here's the hard truth. No matter how much you try, people change only when they're ready to. All the energy you put into trying to change someone, all the late night conversations, and all the emotional investment often leads to nothing. People are on their own journeys, and if they're not willing to change, no amount of persuasion will make a difference. It's like trying to push a boulder uphill. No matter how hard you push, it won't budge unless it's ready to roll on its own. Over time, you realize that the more you try to change others, the more exhausted you become. You can offer advice, be there for them, and lead by example, but trying to control their decisions or force them into a mold you think fits will only leave you drained. And when you finally accept that, life becomes a lot easier. You stop carrying the heavy burden of trying to fix others and instead focus on the one thing you can control: yourself. You shift your energy from constantly pushing to changing someone else to building your own peace of mind, your own happiness. The happiest people, especially as they age, are the ones who understand this. They've learned that wisdom can't be rushed, and you can't force someone to understand or grow before they're ready. By letting go of the need to change others, you create space to focus on your own growth and happiness. You stop stressing over things that aren't your responsibility, and instead, you find peace in knowing that everyone is on their own path. You can't control their journey, but you can choose how you respond to it. When you stop trying to change others, you take back your own happiness, and that's when life truly becomes lighter. Garsher 4. Stop chasing after those who don't value you. Once you stop trying to change others, you begin to see something else clearly. Some relationships simply aren't worth chasing. For much of our lives, we may feel the need to put in the effort, even if the other person doesn't reciprocate. We call, we text, we reach out, always being the one to make the first move, always trying to keep the relationship alive. Maybe it's a friend who doesn't seem to care, or a family member who never makes time for you. For years, you might convince yourself that if you just try harder, things will improve, that if you give more, they'll give more in return. But as you grow older, you start to realize that this is a losing game. If you have to chase after someone to keep them in your life, they were never truly there to begin with. People who genuinely care about you don't need to be reminded to reach out. They show up on their own without any prompting. The ones who do need constant chasing, who never give the same effort back, they're the ones who are slowly slipping away. It's a painful realization, but a freeing one. When you stop chasing after people who don't value you, you finally make space for the ones who do. The ones who don't take you for granted, who put in the same effort and care that you give them. The people who naturally make time for you without you having to constantly remind them of your worth. Imagine the relief that comes with letting go of the people who drain you. You no longer carry the weight of wondering why someone won't pick up the phone or why they always seem too busy to make time for you. Instead, you invest your time and energy into the relationships that bring you joy and peace. This isn't about cutting people off for the sake of it. It's about recognizing when it's time to stop wasting energy on relationships that only leave you feeling empty. The older we get, the more we realize that true happiness isn't about having a ton of shallow relationships, but about having a few people who genuinely value you for who you are. So let go of the need to chase after those who don't show up for you, and you'll soon find that the right people, the ones who truly appreciate you, will always be there. Stunch 5. Stop trying to control everything. Once you stop chasing after people who don't value you, the next powerful shift is realizing that Not everything in life is within your control. For much of our lives, we believe that if we just work hard enough or plan every detail, we can control the outcome of every situation. Whether it's managing our careers, relationships, or even how others perceive us, we think that by controlling every little aspect, we can create the perfect life. But over time, you start to see the flaw in this thinking. The harder you try to control everything, the more frustrated you become when things don't go your way. Life is unpredictable, and no amount of planning can stop things from taking unexpected turns. It's like trying to hold on to sand. It slips through your fingers no matter how tightly you grip. When you stop trying to control every outcome, you begin to understand the freedom that comes with acceptance. Think about the countless times you've stressed over an event, trying to make sure every detail was perfect, only to watch it unravel in ways you never anticipated. Or the relationships where you tried so hard to make things work, only to realize that sometimes, no matter how much effort you put in, the other person's choices are beyond your control. Letting go of the need to control everything is not about giving up. It's about embracing life as it is. You start to realize that perfection doesn't exist, and the more you try to force life into a mold, the more frustration you create. The happiest, most peaceful people you know are often the ones who've learned to let go of control. They don't waste their time fighting against life's twists and turns. Instead, they take things as they come, finding joy in the unexpected and peace in the present moment. The more you learn to accept what you can't control, the more you free yourself from unnecessary stress. You start to appreciate life for what it is, not what you think it should be. You stop worrying about the future, stop stressing over what others think, and stop feeling the need to fix everything. When you let go of control, you open yourself up to a life of more peace, more joy, and more freedom. It's in that freedom that you find true happiness because you no longer need to force life to be anything other than what it is. We'd love to hear your thoughts on today's video. Life is full of lessons, and we believe that each of us has our own unique perspective on what truly brings happiness and peace. So we want to know, what part of this video resonated with you the most? Have you ever experienced the freedom that comes with letting go of others' opinions, or stop chasing relationships that weren't serving you? Maybe you've already learned the importance of accepting that you can't control everything in life. And if so, we'd love to hear how it's impacted your journey. Don't be shy. Share your experiences in the comments below. Your stories could inspire someone else or even help others find the peace and clarity they're looking for. And if there's anything you think we missed or a point you'd like to dive deeper into, let us know. We're all about creating a space for meaningful conversation and support. If you found this video valuable, please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps us continue creating content that you love, and we truly appreciate your support. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. We've got something special coming your way tomorrow.